everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with the delightful bestie, Jessica.
You're silly. Well, it's time for those 1-minute book recs. This is where we go over all the books we read in the past week with 1-minute synopsises for each book. But before we get started with that, I'm sure Mandy's got some stuff to tell you.
Well, and it's not about how I want to eat my Pop-Tart and Jessica won't let me.
Like, let's record this. Let's go. And every time we get ready to start, she'll take a bite of her Pop-Tart. I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for being here. Please hit the subscribe button, like and comment. Tell us how your reading week was. We love hearing from you guys. And we also really appreciate it when you hype our videos. And so we are giving back. We are doing 26 books of 2026 giveaway. And we are on a pretty big one right now. So we have 4 books to give away. So 4 different people will win one of these. So we have Wild Ring by Angie Cottingham, which is part of the duet. It's the first book in the Wild duet, right? And then we have From the Ashes by Melinda Valentine. We have Psycho by C.J. Pinard. And Beneath the Mountain Sky by Gwen McNamee. And, oh my gosh. Like, that's so cool. 4 books to give away right now. So this ends May 1st for this giveaway. So make sure that you go watch the Brave video, the latest one, and just comment on that. And that's how you're entered to win. Well,
make sure you
subscribe.
Yeah.
And then comment on the video and you'll be entered to win. And in next week's 1-minute book recs, we will have the wheel spin 4 different times. And we'll just start with the first book and give away all 4. And then I don't know if we'll announce in next week's 1-minute book recs the next giveaway or if it'll be in a later video, but we have lots more giveaways coming your way. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
And also, if you are a subscriber or you have been, double check and make sure you're still subscribed, because we had a good chunk of people that left the channel last week, and it could just be that it was like every once in a while YouTube does this thing where it like unsubscribes people for whatever reason. So just make sure that you are subscribed if you have been a subscriber, because it might have taken you off. It's done it to me before too, so just in case.
Or people got mad about a rant.
They love my rants.
I'm kidding.
Please. Okay, let's talk about. No, it wasn't you either. What?
Also, we have a quick Google Docs survey. It's just for input on some video ideas. It's not all encompassing. So I just want to say that we have other videos, like we didn't put Mafia and Dark Romance on there because we know everybody loves those. These are just some random ones we have maybe done before, or brand new ideas that we're just curious to see what you guys think about. And so we just would love it if you fill that out. It just kind of helps us decide what we want to do as we're planning. And that's linked below as well. Okay. On with it, Jessica.
Okay. How was your reading week?
My reading week was pretty good. I read that's what I read last week. I read 9 books last week. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Oh, I read 9 books this week too.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Okay. And it was pretty good, huh? Pretty good week?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Why are you making, did I complain about a book this week too?
Oh, no, not at all. No, I'm just clear. I'm just asking. I'm making conversation here. So.
Oh, okay. Well, you said it's like I had forgotten that I didn't have a good reading week or something.
Oh, no. So I had a pretty. Yeah, I had a pretty good reading week. I ended up down a rabbit hole, which we'll talk about. And I read 11, but I'm going to talk about 9 because 2 of them was a part of a trilogy that's going to be in the box coming up. And I had talked about it a couple weeks ago. And I had to do a reread. So I'm not going to talk about that one because I already did. So I'm going to talk about 9 too.
Okay, so you can go first. Yay.
Yes, I can. Okay, so the first book that I read this week, when I come off of a good week, last week was an interesting week. I have to do a reread sometimes. I just do a lot of the times, honestly. So somebody had said something about barbarian romance, and it got me thinking about how much I miss Captive of the Horde King by Zoe Draven. So I did a reread of this one. This is another one that now that Mandy has finally got on the daggone alien train, I really wish she would get on the alien train and pick this one up. But if you guys haven't read these are great. These are totally like Game of Thrones meets aliens kind of a situation. It's a Horde King kind of thing. So this one is about Luna. We as humans have left Earth and we are inhabiting other planets. We are refugees on this planet, the humans are, and Luna's brother, like there's all these rules. You're not allowed to do all these things on this planet. And her brother burns the crops reading somewhere that would get them a better yielding. And that is a huge no-no because you're not supposed to burn the land. And so the Horde King with his people show up. These warriors show up at their little settlement, and she is instantly like, okay, my brother's going to be in a lot of trouble. So she offers herself to the Horde King as payment for what her brother has done, and says it was me, torture me or whatever. He doesn't. He takes her and makes her his queen, because why wouldn't he? So I think Mandy got lost, because I know that was longer than a minute, and I could hear your child.
I'm sorry. My son just got dropped off. He was at a thing.
Oh, I thought it was the middle one in bugging you about racing stuff again. So, yeah.
Not that one. My other one.
Okay. All right. Okay. What do you got first?
Yeah. So if anybody has a lot of money and they'd like to sponsor a 15-year-old and his race car at the dirt track, please message me. He needs some sponsors.
Oh, that kid. Okay. What do you got next?
First. I will make sure to set the timer this time. I had forgotten to, and then I heard him out there, so I went to go check, and then sorry. That was
good
like
timing though. When I clicked back, you're sitting there waiting on me, so it's great.
Yeah, I shocked you, didn't I?
No, yeah.
Okay. So I am working on the Quiet Horseman series. So I read Dark Horse by Maggie Rodden.
Okay.
And Jessica's already read this. So you guys might have heard about this one before. I did listen to it. It's narrated by Sean Masters and Emma Wilder, and they do a really good job on it. And so this is Grant. He had been her guardian when she was 17. He is her brother's best friend, and her brother was killed, and he was her guardian. So Grant becomes her guardian, and he had promised that he would take care of her and watch out for her. I would have loved if we would have seen a little bit of that in the book, but we are actually more further into their lives than that. And so she is running a bar. The bar is not doing super great. So she has turned to like some cam girl type work to make some extra money. Grant finds out about it and basically bullies Dakota into doing the cam girl work just for him. While feeling super guilty. Oh, that was my timer. I have my computer turned down too low. He feels super guilty about it, but still continues to do that. So this one is like a lot more on the spicy side than the first one, I would say, because it focuses heavily on that. It's slightly taboo, but there was very little, like, it's like almost mentioned in passing about him having been her guardian. Like, we don't really see that. So the taboo aspect was lost a little, I think, for me on that. It is enemies to lovers but maybe more on the I'm being mean to you because I actually like you, but I'm trying to keep my feelings on the down low or repressed or whatever. And then we're still dealing with the whole uncle and all of that other stuff going on in the storyline. I think that these are marketed as interconnected standalones, but I think that you need to read in order to really be able to follow this other part because it is a good chunk of the book. So maybe she doesn't have it marketed as
I don't know if she does. I just know like you can't pick up that one or the third one. I haven't picked up the fourth one yet without reading the other ones because that uncle thing is like it's an overarching theme throughout all of them.
Yeah, you would be very confused, I think. So I don't think I would recommend starting with the first one. The first three have audio. Yes. And the audio is really good. So
the fourth book just came out like a week or 2 weeks ago. And audio should come later. Her audio comes later than her books. So yeah.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so the next book, I stuck with the aliens for the next book. I saw this book that had this premise that I was like, oh, let me try it. So I did. So this is A Monster's Treasure, and it's by Linnea Lee. And this is about Claire. So again, we've left Earth. We screwed Earth up. It's a mess. So we're inhabiting other planets. So Clara lives on a human settlement on this planet, and she like there's like it's this whole totalitarian regime kind of a thing. It's really bad. She does something that gets her into trouble. And so the government gives her an option of either going to Utopia, which is this place that it's supposed to be like this big utopian place that they send these humans, but nobody ever comes back from there, and it sounds really scary, and like there's all these rumors about what it could be. Or she could go with the Cadaxian, I think it's Cladaxian, something like that. This race of aliens for their heat, for their rut, and just and be a receptacle for that rut, for because they need women for like just that time period, and then she can come back if she wants. And so she chooses to go be the she chooses the rut. She goes with these guys. They're these red devil looking like guys, and you would think by that description that it would just be a bang fest, but really the banging does not happen till the end of the book. It is a story. So when she gets there, his knees get weak and he falls to his knees because she is his fated mate when he gets there, and he's like the leader of the thing. I actually enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. There was real plot.
Okay. Next, I read a book that I had actually started, was really enjoying, but I needed to pause it to read something else. And so I got back to it, and yeah, so it felt like I was reading it for a really long time because of the big pause in it. But
Yeah.
anyways, it's Once Upon a Kiss by Danielle Baker. It came out at the beginning of this month. And this is Zach's story, who we see in, which one did she write? Did she write Honor? Yes, in Honor. He's the brother. So Zach is a single dad of 3 girls. His oldest, I believe, is 12 or 13. And his ex has done a number on him and a number on the girls. And so he is very guarded. He is your hot firefighter, kind of grumpy. Louise moves in next door. Zach is 40, Louise is 24. And she moves in next door. And the two of them start to get to know each other, but we have a lot of drama from the ex-wife. We have Louise, who's trying to find herself and kind of stick up for herself in the family business. And we have Zach, who's just very, very guarded because of all the stuff that went on. So I absolutely loved this one. And I loved it. I rated it 4 stars. It was really good.
Okay.
I really liked Honor too. So and this is starting a new series. So this was book 1. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Awesome. Okay. Well, the next book I picked up was one that I had been anticipating for a while. I'd had it on pre-order forever, is what it felt like. And this is Cruel Betrayal by E.K. Hunter. This is the second book in her Legion series, which is a secret society series. This one is about Kira and Jackson. So we met Kira in the first, and I would recommend reading the first book because you're really going to understand what's happening, and a little bit more about Kira and her story, but you don't have to. And book 1 and book 2 run in parallel timelines. So, it is what it is. But Kira is a single mom. She is the sister to the hero from the first book, and we meet her in that first book. She has a 10-year-old daughter who has leukemia. She's towards the end of her treatment with leukemia. And she is engaged. So I say she's a single mom, but she is engaged to somebody. She got pregnant at 15. We don't know who the father is. The Jackson, who is the best friend to her brother, is a part of Legion as well. And he and her were very close when they were teenagers, and they were waiting for her to turn 16 so that they could finally have sex. Like that was the thing, that we are going to wait till her 16th birthday to have sex and to tell people about their relationship. When he finds out that something, like we know something happened that caused them to break up, and he refers to her as a whore and all of these things because he thinks she cheated on him to get pregnant, and then she got pregnant with somebody else's child when they were supposed to be each other's first. So the fiance beats her. He is very cruel to her. She has some trauma, you can tell from the beginning, but she decides to go to a party. Her friend invites her to like this swingers party. So she goes to a party to finally like to enjoy sex, because she doesn't even enjoy sex. And so she goes to this party to see what it's like. And that's when Jackson sees her, takes pictures of her there, and then blackmails her into a relationship kind of thing. While she's with her fiance, like totally drugs the fiance and does it with her in the bed, like does things to her in her bed with her fiance. I gave it 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. It was so good. Like it was so good. Like I love the first one. I love this one too. So good. Just unhinged, just crazy. But the story was, I wanted her story from the time I saw her in the first book or read about her in the first book, and to get her story. Oh, just so good. Like this is how you do brother's best friend, okay? So next.
Okay. So next, I'm in Ava Lucas's Kiss and Tell Facebook group, and she's doing Ava and April. So there's different challenges each day. I have won a few prizes, so I'm very excited about that. When I get them, I'll show them off. So I listened to Forever Him by Janine St. James. And this is an obsessed novella. So it's the first book in the obsessed series. So we have Kane with a K, who goes into the coffee shop every day and orders coffee. Lila is always in there. I think she's a writer, if I'm remembering the book correctly. She's a writer, and so she's in there a lot herself writing, and she sees him and she's kind of developed a major crush on him. And one day she blurts out what she's thinking about him and realizes that she said it out loud and not in her head, and she's mortified. And that's where the story goes from there. So I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to give anything away, and it is a novella. It does have BDSM. It's kind of like borderline on that erotica side, I think, a little bit. And I did give it 4 stars.
Okay. Okay. Are you
It
ready
was a fun time.
I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you.
Okay, I have sat on this all week. I've been dying to tell you about these, but I wanted to tell you while we're on camera. So let me tell you about the rabbit hole that I discovered this week. It was an author that I discovered this week.
Can I eat my Pop-Tart?
Sure. This is proof that every once in a blue moon, you will come across a Wattpad author that is worth reading. So this author actually writes on Wattpad, writes her chapters on Wattpad, and then recently she's been taking them off Wattpad and then publishing them, and they're actually really good. So the first book that I have is The Baron Luna, and it is by Daria T. Rowan. So this is a it's a cheating romance. It is. It's a cheating betrayal romance. So this is about Regina. She goes by Jenny. She is the Luna of the pack. So she is the shifting is like, this is a shifter book, but it's very like, you don't really see a lot of shifting happening at all. It's just kind of like a side note. It's kind of like the pack dynamics really come into play. But she is the Luna of the pack, which means that her mate, who was her fated mate, is the alpha of the pack. He is the leader of the pack. And they have been together for 4 years now. And she is barren. She is yet to get pregnant. And her husband has to have this, they need to have a child. He needs to have somebody to hand over the reins to eventually. And so he is desperate, and the council, the pack council, has decided with his agreement that he is going to take a concubine, and she will get pregnant, and they will raise that child together. He and Jenny will raise this child together. And because of the pack dynamics, in order for this to happen, like, she has to be sedated or she'll feel like horrible pain in her body. And he has to like make his wolf dormant because it will deny this pack, this thing. But this young girl comes in, and that's who he has to procreate with in order to make a baby for them. And some horrible, horrible things happen. He is so horrible to her.
How is this a rabbit hole?
Because I read all of her books this week, okay? You're about to hear about all of them. Okay. I love this book. I gave it 4 stars. I'm going to tell you why it wasn't 5. I gave it 4 stars. The person who does the damage isn't always who the heroine ends up with in all of her books in general. Just FYI for those who think that this is going to be an issue. And because I loved the first, like the 75%, like the first 75% of the book. And then when we got to where she was getting a happily ever after, I was like, oh, okay. But I listened to the audio. It was great. I've thought about these books all week, like all of these books all week. So there's one for you, Mandy. It just gives you that angsty, like shitty feel. It's great. It's great.
But it's shifters.
But the shifting really, like she never, I don't think she actually shifts in this one. She shifts to run away and he catches her like within minutes. So like the shifting part of it is very, very, very minute.
Okay.
You can still try it. There's an audio for this one for sure. And I listened to it. It was great.
Okay.
Okay, next.
Okay. So next I did another Ava Lucas listen because of the different daily prompts. And this was a Natasha Madison one. And I love Natasha Madison. So this was no hard task for me, right?
Okay.
So I listened to Mixed Up Love. And this is Ava Lucas. And I think Connor Cross was the other one. And I love this one a lot. So we have Hunter, whose business partner friend asked him to please go on this blind date. His mom has set him up on a blind date, and he's actually going to be seeing somebody else that night that he met off like a Tinder type app. And it's like their second hookup or something, and he doesn't want to go on this blind date, but his mom set it up. So he convinces Hunter to reluctantly go on the blind date. Well, Lainey's mom sets her up on a blind date because she recently, her boyfriend and her broke up, and now she's found out her boyfriend is engaged, or well, so ex-boyfriend is engaged. And there's been like a couple of years that's happened, but it's just one of those things where she's still single and it just kind of feels shitty because he's moved on, he's getting engaged and all of that. And there's a little more backstory to that. And so her mom, my timer went off. Her mom, that's where I'm gonna have to stop.
Oh, don't do that to them.
Okay, so her mom sets her up on this blind date. So she goes to the blind date. Hunter shows up, but he's pretending to be the other guy and thinking like they'll just have quick dinner and leave. When he gets there, she's like 3 or 4 martinis in. And he's a security guy. And so he's like, this was so dangerous for you to be getting like drunk and all this stuff. And she's like, it's fine. And so he insists on taking her home. And so things kind of end up happening between the two of them, not that night, but the next day. And she thinks he's somebody else. And it just reminds me of I love that episode in Friends where Chandler, it's this guy at work calls Chandler the wrong name, and he's like, I don't know how to fix this because it's been going on for so long. And then Chandler ends up trashing his own office with the guy. It's just so funny because like it's true it's like how when you know somebody and then you realize like you're not really sure what their name is, but you see them like you've
all the
passed
time.
the point of where you can ask them, I'm so sorry, what was your name again?
Yeah.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that. I just love that like awkwardness of the fact that he's pretending to be somebody else, but now he's starting to have feelings for her. I just really enjoyed it. So 4 stars.
Awesome.
That was a really long book, Rick. I'll shut up by eating my Pop-Tart.
Okay, cool. I'm going to talk about the next Daria T. Rowan book, just so you know. And you're going to like this one too. I will say, though, if you pick up these books, definitely read the Bear and Omega first because you meet these characters and learn about the world in that one, and then you can go into any of these other ones. So this next one of hers that I read, or I listened to, it's called Her Second-Hand Mate. And so what we've learned is in this world, if you meet your fated mate, it's like this instant connection. And the only thing that can separate you is death, right? And then you only have one fated mate, but sometimes you can have a second fated mate if your first fated mate dies. Other than that, no fated mate. So this one is about Penelope and Dominic. Dominic has had a fated mate before. His fated mate died. And he is visiting Penelope's father, who is the alpha of her pack. And they see each other, and it's that instant connection, and they have to be together. They seal their bond that night, and then he takes her to go live at his house with his pack. he was married, or like me, he was mated before. He had the love of his life. And so he's very cold, he's very quiet, he doesn't talk a lot, he doesn't um interact with her a lot. And so she's kind of left to her own devices in a relationship where, yeah, they've got like this mutual attraction, so that like the sex is good, but that is literally it. That is the only thing. He doesn't talk to her, he doesn't interact with her. She feels like she's having to like own up to this person who's already dead. Like it's like there's a third person in the relationship. So for her, it is the first time meeting her. Like this is her first fated mate, and she always wanted to be, to find her fated mate and be that person that is important to him. But the one that she's getting already had that. So
dun, dun,
solid, solid, solid 4 stars. Loved this one too. Loved it.
Okay.
Okay.
Guess what?
What?
I read such a good book.
Did you? Tell me about it.
I did. Okay. I got the ARC, which I was a little shocked that I got it.
Is this the one? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I got the ARC for Stay With Me by Nikki Sloan. It comes out April 30th. Mark your calendars.
I'm going to plug my ears because I want to read this and I don't want to know anything about it. Thank you.
I'm actually going to talk about that.
Okay.
I'm going to say that I signed up for the ARC because it was Nikki Sloan and it had Amnesia. And I love Amnesia. So I signed up and that's all I really knew about it. I went in blind. So I actually loved going in blind.
So do I need to switch you over?
Yeah, you can switch me over.
Okay.
I'm just going to talk about the prologue because I loved going in blind.
Okay.
So Laurel, the story starts off with Laurel has woken up. She's in this mansion on kind of like a cliff, a rocky cliff, and she wakes up on the other side of the balcony and she's like, what is going on? She doesn't know where she is, who she is, like everything is just blank. She has like still basic, like she can speak, she has basic understanding of things, but she does not know who she is. And then this guy shows up from the house and is like, come back inside. What are you doing out here? And he tells her he's her fiance and that they were in a car accident, and she feels the back of her head and she can feel like where she has like staples in the back of her head, and he tells her that they were in a really bad car accident. And then we go back in time to her being a ballerina and witnessing somebody getting shot. I'm going to leave it at that because it was so good. I love the suspense on this so much. And I loved that this had like really good Amnesia in it because, as we all know, I really like Amnesia romances. It was good. I rated it 5 stars.
Perfect. I can't wait. I have it on my TBR because the audio comes out when it comes out. So we're going to talk about that. It's TBRs.
April 30th, the audio comes out with the book. Ebook, paperback, audio. April 30th, people.
Yep. Okay, let's talk about... I am going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. So the next book, I took a break from Daria's books for a hot minute. And I picked up The Sea Ogre's Eager Bride by Ruby Dixon. So this takes place in the Aspect and Anchors world. You don't have to have read any of those. There is a little forward in here where she talks about what you need to know. So you can read this as a standalone. There's literally a paragraph that says if you're going in as a standalone, just read it this way. So this is fantasy-ish. There's gods. It's like a whole thing. But it's about a Valessa that she goes by Valley and Ronan. So basically Ronan is like this sea ogre. Valley has been a slave for a while, and she's being transported on a boat to her slave or people. Like she's up for sale again with a whole bunch of other people. There's a war going on. They got captured. It's a thing. The ogre gets onto the boat to collect payment to go through this strait that he's in, because that's like his thing. That's where he makes his money. And he is a very surly, very quiet guy. He doesn't talk a lot. And so he gets tongue-tied, and instead of saying I want a bribe, he says I want a bride. And so Valley's like, I'll do it. I'll be the bride. Get me off this ship. Anything is better than being in slavery. And so that is how he gets stuck with a bride. So I actually wrote down my thoughts on this book, and I can sum it up this way. Only Ruby can make me enjoy a story about a slave girl who volunteers to be the wife of a half fish man who is antisocial and lives on a turtle with 2 cocks. I gave it 4 stars. Seriously, only Ruby could do it for me. I enjoyed it. I listened to the audio. It was great.
I'll have to add that one to my TBR.
He has like a fin on top of his head instead of hair. And he's green. But he's got 2 of these. What do you even do with 2 of them? And I know it sounds like it's just going to be a boink fest the whole time, but it's not. It's literally at the end of the book. So.
Does your bestie need therapy?
Yes,
what are the signs?
I don't know. My husband's listening to us and I haven't gotten any weird looks yet, but I also don't have my glasses on, so I can't see what he's thinking over there. The look on his face. He knows me.
Yeah.
Are you surprised? No, he just said no.
Okay. So next, I listened to another book narrated by Ava Lucas. This was listened to an Ava. No, wait. This I can't remember if this was the Ava Lucas and Teddy Hamilton, because Teddy Hamilton narrated this, and I can't remember if I listened to it for that or a different one. So,
Okay.
anyways, it was for one of the challenges. It's narrated by Ava Lucas and Teddy Hamilton, and it is the next book in the Obsessed series by Janine St. James, and this is called Only Him. So Sydney's high school obsession, the guy she was obsessed with in high school, moves in next door to her. And she is very happy about that. And she happens to be having a great time by herself near a window. He sees it and also joins in. After he's done, he mad panics that she probably set him up, that she must be like in on something, like it was his ex-wife set him up to do this. I think he's a cop, and so he's like really paranoid that this was a setup, and now he's gonna, like, she's trying to get revenge on him for being a creeper. So he barges over there to confront her about it. And yeah, it's a novella. It was fun. I rated it 4 stars.
I'm glad. Sounds like a blast. Okay. All right. Well, next, I just lost my spot. Totally just lost my spot here. Next, I picked up another Daria T. Rowan. Yeah, Rowan. I was with
Colored me shocked.
I know. So these 3 that are shifters are all on audio. Then she has a 4th one that I'm going to talk about that's not shifters, and it's not on audio, but it's still an easy listen. So this one's called Unlearning.
Wait, hold on. It's not on audio, but it's still an easy listen.
Easy read. Sorry, like, I got flabbergasted. I was listening to you talk. I was giving Jeff a shop list
to you.
Oh, I should have. That would have meant I could stuff boxes while I was, because I wanted to listen to it, but I couldn't. So, So this book is on audio. Okay. So this is called Unlearning. It's set in the same world, and it is about Samantha. So the way this world works is when you're 18, you recognize your fated mate. So when Samantha is 14, her fated mate, who is 4 years older than her, realizes that she is his fated mate. At the time, she's a 14-year-old braces wearing kid, right? So he decides to go off to college. He wants nothing to do with that because she's a kid. And now she's 18. This guy has come home to sign some contracts for some work he's going to do for the pack. And they immediately see each other, realize they're fated mates. So now she knows, and are instantly attracted to, instantly just jump on each other. But that night he won't bond her in, and he won't go any further than just kissing her. And he's very standoffish, and she can't quite figure out why. So she gets permission from the Luna of the pack to go to where he is going to college, because he's supposed to be taking a few tests. He's going to be gone for like a month and then come back to the pack. So she goes up there to see why her fated mate isn't into her, like what's going on. And that is where she sees that he not only has a human fiance, but she is pregnant.
What?
Bring on the angst. Yeah. But he knew about her. He has known about her for 4 years.
What a douche.
Douche canoe. Yep. Okay.
Okay. My turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the next book I'm going to talk about is Revelation by Cleo White and Jessica, and I just had the pleasure of interviewing her, and that interview will be out on Wednesday. If you like things that we like here on the channel, age gap, forbidden love, age gap, Cleo White is your author, so you're going to want to watch that video.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new book rec from it as well.
Yeah, you did. Okay, well, tell us about this one.
Okay, so Revelation is the second book in the Royally Forbidden series. And this is about Blair and Damien. So Blair's dad is campaigning for prime minister, and she is, they're extremely wealthy family. She's been living off her trust fund. She's 26, doesn't really have much direction in life, and gets caught partying topless, but with pasties on. And it's printed everywhere. And so this is quite the scandal for her dad's campaign. So she is summoned home and basically put on lockdown in their house out in the country. She's got to stay there for 8 months until the campaign is over, and only is allowed to show up for like certain things that will help promote the campaign. And like everything is locked down or she's going to lose it all. Damien is hired to redo the security systems and things like that at this house, and also babysit Blair. He is not impressed with Blair because Blair is a little on the immature side, living a different life than what Damien has been living, that sort of thing. And so the two really do not like each other. Like they become enemies basically, like right when they meet each other, basically like that. They do not like each other at all, and it does not go very well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is a delightful story. I rated it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and definitely come check out our interview. You can hear more about the book as well as other books she's written and what's coming next for her.
Yep.
And she was a lot of fun.
She was a lot of fun. It was a fun interview. So I think I forgot to say that I gave Unlearning a solid 4 stars as well. I really enjoy these. These are really great because they really get the angst going. Okay, so I took a break for a minute from the angst, and I picked up Ship Happens by Lauren Beale. This is the 3rd book in her Slaycation series. This is a dark romance, or it's a dark rom-com, which has been a lot of fun. So I think in order to enjoy these books, there is like an overarching theme. You really should start with the first book and then go into all of these. But I listened to the audio. Audio is amazing. So this is about Frankie. Frankie is an FBI agent, and she's going undercover on the Bruise cruise, not booze, but Bruise cruise. This is where all of our serial killers are meeting for this fun cruise that they're going to be going on. And she is going undercover as a serial killer. And when she gets there, she realizes that there's actually a handful of feds that are there. And the person who's putting it on knows that there's a bunch of feds. And the feds, they're not safe. And so the person that's putting this on, for whatever reason, he wants to keep Frankie safe. And so Maverick, who is our hero in this one, we've seen Maverick in 2 books, the first 2 books. He is tasked with being her protector. He is also her roommate on the ship. They have to share a bed the whole time. We met Maverick in the first book. He has some trauma from being abused as a young boy. He can't get things up and going unless he has pain involved. And so, yes, it's funny. There's some funny moments, but it's also, I was waiting for his book and I really enjoyed this one. I gave this one 4 stars.
Okay.
Next.
Also, the chickens are still doing well.
I can hear them. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. My next book was the next book in the Quiet Horseman series because he takes a nun.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Okay, so this is Westbound by Maggie Rodden. And in this, we have Levi. Levi is pretending to be a priest. He goes to the convent where Zephyrine? Is that how I say her name?
Yeah, something like that.
She is there as a nun. But this lost a little tiny bit of that edge for me because she's there in hiding. So she's not, it's not like he just randomly captures a nun, you know. She's there in hiding. He goes to find her because she is his enemy's daughter and he wants information from her because she has been MIA for several years. And so when he tracks her down, he goes there, pretends to be a priest so he can find out information from her. And let's just say she was not that committed to being a nun. I'll let you guys fill in the blanks on that. And he takes her from there and brings her back to Colorado so they can try and get further into the whole
You
okay.
do
Are
it.
you fixing us?
No, you fix us.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's going to be back and forth.
Rapid fire.
It is, yeah.
And forth.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say too much more about why he I'll just leave it at that because you really need to read through. I really feel strongly you got to read through to get the whole mystery.
I agree.
Do you know, is book 4 the last book in the series or will there be more?
I believe so. I think it's the last one. It's
I
the
thought so
sister's
too.
book.
So I feel like we should be getting next, obviously the 4th book, we're going to find everything out unless there is a 5th book we don't know about.
I think when I looked, I think I said it was the last one.
That's what I thought I remember
pretty
seeing
sure.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Ready for my last book of the week?
Yes.
Okay. I ended the week with a Daria T. Ronan book. This is not a shifter book. This is her MC book. And this one is called The Unpleasant Thing. And it is angsty as hell. So this is about Marissa. So Marissa and her boyfriend Slim, who is a part of it, Slim is his road name, have been together for about 2 years, and they have a 4-month-old baby boy. They call him DJ Dylan Jr. because Slim's name is Dylan. Dylan is a tattoo artist. He owns a tattoo shop that the club runs or owns. So he has a tattoo shop, and the president's sister comes back to town. And that is the one that got away for him. That is the one who, he's been in love with her forever. She left town 5 or 6 years ago and left him. And he has just been pining for her ever since. But in the meantime, he had met Marissa and they ended up together. Now that she's back in town, she's going to be forced to work with him because she is also a tattoo artist. And things escalate very quickly and they start up their relationship again very, very quickly. And poor Marissa and her baby are just sitting out here.
Already downloaded.
The girls look alike as well. They look similar.
Mm-hmm. I have downloaded it. Let's wrap this up.
Exactly. So this one was angsty as hell as well.
I love good angsty books.
I gave this one 5 stars. I enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed this one. So
awesome.
Okay, what is your last book?
Okay, my last book is Midnight Prince by Julie Saman. Before you switch me over,
sorry.
I wanted to say it's a little confusing, so if people didn't know this, I wanted to explain it because we did book 1. It was our buddy read, right, back in January, and that was Cursed King, and then there was Cursed Queen, I think, was the second book. But because these aren't really standalones, you have to read in order. The first 2 were it was the same.
It was a duet.
About the same couple split up. So Julie decided to put that as one book because people were getting confused and she didn't want there to be confusion. So this is book 2 in the Once Upon Ever After series because she combined the first 2 books into one. Okay.
That makes sense because you said something the other day in one of our videos about it being book 1 and you have to read book 1 first. And I was like, but there's 2 books first. So that makes sense. Thank you for clearing that up.
So I wanted to explain that in case people didn't see that or know. So there wasn't any confusion, especially since we had done book 1 on our channel for the buddy read.
Yeah,
exactly. I think it was our channel, right? Pretty sure.
Anyway,
let's talk about Midnight Prince. So this is about Prince Rowan and Marcella. So Marcella is infiltrating the palace and she is there pretending to be somebody else while she's getting intel on the new queen. We see a little bit of this in the first book. her and Rowan end up hooking up that night. Light Cinderella retelling. Maybe it's a heavy Cinderella retelling because I wouldn't be the best person to know, but she leaves behind her earring. I at least caught that. So he spends the next 6 months pretty obsessed with her because he wants to know who she is. So he goes and asks, and nobody has any record of her. And there was heavy security. She basically snuck in and snuck out. He can't figure it out. So it's a mystery to him. Well, now we're 6 months later. Marcella is back. She is in disguise and has gotten a job at the palace. She then gets promoted, and her and Rowan are around each other a lot because of their inner workings. And he is drawn to her because there's so many similarities to her of this woman that he can't stop thinking about. And she's there. She's got a sad backstory. Things are very complicated. She hates him. He hates her family, but he has no idea who she is. So it definitely has really good enemies to lovers vibes. That's where I talked about this. I talked about it in
Enemies
the
to
enemies
lovers,
to lovers
yeah.
book.
Mhm.
So this was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was 5 stars. Very I feel like it has a different feel than the first 2 books, but very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if there was a whole bunch of other Cinderella references and I missed them, I'm sorry.
Probably
But,
I'll listen to it when I need to finish the first book, and then I'll go listen to it and then let you know.
Yes, there is. I listened to the audio. Emma Wilder and Alex Knox, and it comes out the day this video comes out, April 27th.
Okay. Well, I'll listen to it and let you know. If you
Okay,
missed
yes.
anything.
Please report back if there was more than just the left behind earring.
Probably. There probably
I'm
was.
sure there was, because you guys had all this stuff from the first book, and I was like, I hardly even realized it was a retelling, and you guys had like pages.
Don't worry, guys. We're just gonna plan a retreat where Mandy gets all the Disney movies. Then we'll go into like the classic 80s movies. And apparently, we figured out today, she also needs the 2005 Pride and Prejudice.
I
So
don't understand why there's always these ganging up on me.
it comes around. Goes around.
2005, that was your responsibility.
I'm sorry, I was busy getting married and having a baby.
You got married in 2005?
June of 2005.
Wow.
And my oldest was born in 2005. Like days before 2006.
So old.
Okay, anyhow, let's
I'm
wrap
kidding.
this up. We got
Congrats.
other videos to film.
It's almost your 21st anniversary.
Yeah. We didn't do anything for our 20th.
And how old is your son?
Son is also 20.
1. Almost.
No, he's not till the end of December.
I know. I used to always joke about how I was going to save my bridesmaid's receipt so I could show Brayden.
Wait, for sure. Like, the kids all know because they give me a hard time. You were pregnant when you got married. I was like, I was barely. Leave me alone. We thought we wouldn't be able to have
That's what I'm
kids.
saying.
What
Like,
going on?
it wasn't a shotgun wedding.
No, we planned our wedding for a year.
The wedding was planned way before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why you showed me a receipt to show when you bought the
bouncing baby boy.
Yes,
appeared.
The wedding had been planned for quite a long time. So, yeah. Okay, wrap her up. Which is not
right.
what my husband did.
Make sure to check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and this Wednesday for new videos from us. And don't forget to go watch that Bray video and get entered to win if you have not done that yet.
Yep. Okay, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the longer video today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.